Let us take a look at how the Apollo mission started. To begin, the Apollo project was started in response to President John F. Kennedy committing America to landing astronauts on the moon by 1970. He made his speech in 1961, but we didn't have a working ship until 1966. The Apollo missions were overseen by NASA and their administrator at the time, James Webb. Although Webb was not a part of the science of the missions, without him coordinating with Washington, these historic missions may not have been possible. As for the public view on the Apollo missions, less than 50% of Americans believed that it was worth the cost. Most Americans believed that the money being spent on space exploration should have been used elsewhere. Even at the peak of the Apollo missions, when we landed a man on the moon, still only 53% of Americans believed that it was worth it. Although, with money taken out of the equation, the idea of flying into space was an amazing idea for all.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Apollo 11th, the most significant mission. Launching on July 16, 1969, out of Cape Kennedy, history was in the making. With about 650 million people watching, on board was Commander Neil Armstrong, Command Module pilot Michael Collins, and Lunar Module pilot Edwin Buzz Aldrin, all with one goal in mind, to land on the moon. Only 4 days later, Neil Armstrong became the first human to step foot on the moon. After landing on the moon, re-entry procedures were initiated on July 24th. After finally landing from the mission in the Pacific Ocean, about 30 miles from the recovery ship USS Hornet, the mission was successfully completed.
The Apollo 11 mission had a ton of effects on the world. Before the mission was completed, there was really no field in planetary science in 1969. NASA's investments brought in huge numbers of scientific experts and funded new instruments and labs across the country to create a lunar community that hadn't been there before. A few years after Apollo 11, we had launched a spacecraft to fly by Mars, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn. It was a huge expansion of our knowledge in space. We also gained various other technologies like breathing apparatuses, fabric structures, communications, and protective coatings that made man's step on the moon easier. Not only did Apollo 11 have major effects in America, people all around the world were intrigued by this achievement. In Tokyo, the U.S. Embassy was flooded with paper cranes as a symbol of good luck. In the Netherlands, some gas stations gave out moon maps instead of road maps. In Warsaw, residents placed flower bouquets at the lunar module on display at the U.S. Embassy there. And in downtown Seoul, 100,000 South Koreans gathered at a projection screen to watch clips of Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins' unprecedented mission culminating with humanity's first steps on the moon. And even though the moon landing was a United States achievement, many people all over the world considered it an accomplishment in the name of humankind.